Introducing the all-new Persidious Dirty Dozen 45, possibly the most underrated field watch on the market today. I mean, just look at it, a beautiful homage to the famous World War II Dirty Dozen. And if you're not familiar, why are these watches called the Dirty Dozen? I'll tell you. The British War Office in World War II commissioned 12 different Swiss watchmakers to build the perfect watch for their soldiers. Some of the manufacturers you may know, like IWC, Longines, JLC, and Omega. Yes, Persidious wasn't an original manufacturer, of course. They're pretty new. But that doesn't take away the fact that they made a hell of a homage. And this watch comes with 3 different options to choose from. First up, a patinaed version with creamy lume. Or if you want a more weathered, beaten look, they do have a tropical option. But we got the best one for you here today, the factory fresh version. This is what the soldiers back in 1945 saw. Fresh dials. They never had patina yet. Now moving on. The compact arching lugs flow seamlessly into that mid-case, and while the watch is predominantly brushed, there are subtle high-polished bezels on the lugs, and the bezel has a high-polished chamfer on the side. However, the bezel's top portion is flat and brushed, and overall the watch maintains a tool watch feel with just a hint of refinement. Okay, let's take a look at the dimensions. I got 38mm in diameter and a secret measurement of 33 even. The watch has a thickness of 12mm, including that tall boxed sapphire. And there are no drilled lugs and a lug-to-lug of 44.8. This is the undisputed Goldilocks size for field watches. It's pretty similar to the fan favorite Hamilton khaki field watch, but I got to say, I like this more than the Hami. It's got more character, and that's largely due to that impressive double-domed sapphire. This crystal is crystal clear, so I gotta mention it, the AR coating is well done. It's only on the underside, but I've handled many watches and the AR coating stood out to me. This one seems to be of a higher quality. And when we look through that crystal, we are met with an incredibly legible, no-nonsense dial. Persidious sticks to the military specifications required by the originals, starting with the black dial that features what they are calling a popcorn texture. It's subtle, so you might miss it. The Arabic hour markers were also a requirement, but here they are raised and then printed on top. So you do get a little bit of dimension. And one of my favorite details on the Dirty Dozen watches is the railroad style minute track, which Persidious has even included on the small seconds subdial. So all the Dirty Dozen watches had the small seconds complication, which you would think isn't great for synchronizing your watch. If you're in a wartime situation, guys, am I thinking correctly about this? Anyways, the handset didn't have a tough guideline because, as we saw earlier with the JLC, it looked like it had cathedral hands. But here they got simple, clean, obelisk style, and they are fully brushed. They even went the extra mile and capped the pinion. So well done, Persidious. Now moving out, we forgot to mention the crown. It's a plain Jane high polished crown with a coin edge grip. And this one is a screw down crown, which helps give this field watch an impressive 100 meters of water resistance. Okay, now let's move on to the lume. It is Super Luminova, but I'm not sure what grade. The hands are definitely looking weaker than the Arabics. Overall, it's okay, not the greatest lume. Think Hamilton khaki field, previous generation before they improved their lume. Actually, maybe it's a bit better than that. Anyways, the strap is sand-colored distressed leather, and the size is perfect, 20mm tapering down to 16. And I will note that it's a pretty long strap. It has a lot of overhang on my 6.7-inch wrist, so I think this strap will fit an 8.5-inch wrist even. Okay, let's flip the watch over. We are greeted with a plain case back with WWW engraved. For those of you who do not know, the 3 W's stand for wrist, watch, waterproof. The caseback also mentions it's assembled in the USA with imported parts, and it's a Swiss automatic. So the originals were all Swiss manual wind powered watches, but this one is upgraded. It is the Swiss automatic Landron L24. based on the ETA 2824, but not a clone. The company wants to be very clear on that issue. So it does have the 288 VPH smooth sweep with 25 joules and 40 hours of power reserve. Oh right, I gotta mention, yes, this watch has a date function, even though it has a no date dial. I can hear the date wheel change around 4 o'clock, which also means there is a ghost position on the crown. A little disappointing, but not a deal breaker. At least it's regulated and accurate. Now let's talk price. Keep in mind that Presidius does support veteran associations and communities, donating 5% of each sale to their partnered organizations. So this one comes in at 875 USD, which is quite a chunk of change. That's about $275 more than the Hamilton Khaki Field Watch. But I guess you could make a case for it. It's got 50 meters more water resistance than the Khaki Field and a more expensive sapphire. Plus, it's an automatic, which, yeah, is not true to the Dirty Dozen, but it's great for day-to-day wear. Alright, so now I turn it over to you. What do you think about this Presidius Dirty Dozen? Let me know in the comments section, and while you are down there, remember to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.